Hi there everybody, hoping you're well, and I thought we might just do a little garden catch up in the sunshine with a cup of coffee, decaf coffee. I don't have coffee after sort of 12 o'clock, and I wanted to speak to you a little bit because I've mentioned a few times about how I'm going to be riding the Rebellion Way, and I thought maybe I'd just chat a little bit about my plans and what I've got in store and what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, because this trip feels a little bit more planned than some of my other trips. A lot of my trips, when it's just me, I basically just get myself somewhere and head off, and I got my tent, so I cycle whatever distance I fancy cycling and then just stop. But this time I'm going to be riding with friends, so I think that's going to be really fun. My bike of choice is going to be my Cannondale Topstone, which is my adventure bike basically, one that I take on most of my trips, and it just allows for that little bit of flexibility. But it is currently with my mechanic. Yeah, more about that later. So what is the Rebellion Way? You might have heard about it. It is a 232-mile route. It's in Norfolk. It's a route by Cycling UK, and it loops around Kings Lynn, Norwich, the Norfolk Broads, and just, yeah, a nice little circular loop around Norfolk basically. It's also not technical, so it kind of makes the perfect route really for a social bikepacking trip, which is exactly what I have in store and what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to be riding this route with 4 of my friends. So Laura, who you see often on my videos, and she's always very popular with you guys. Sarah, who, if you follow me on social media, she's often in a lot of my silly TikTok and reel type videos. Peter, he was also featured on the channel a few months ago, I think, and we did a bit of a Q&A with him. The guy that's got like 50, 60, 70 bikes, whatever, however many he's got. And then also our other friend called Johnny. So these are all people that are in my cycling club, the Ratai Road Club, and I know them cycling and socially as well. So I think that's going to be a really good dynamic and mix of people. You've got Sarah and Peter, who are quite keen on leading. They always like to have the routes and know where we're going. I think on this trip though, Peter doesn't really like to do Garmin, so he's probably just going to have to follow. Sarah will definitely have the route, and Laura will just be there for the lols and just follow. And yeah, I think Johnny's going to have the route as well. So yeah, I've said to everyone, don't just leave me with the route. I don't want to be leading for 4 days. So yeah, it's kind of a thing that if a few people have got the route, then we'll be fine. Yeah, we've done lots of rides together, all of a similar ability, all very capable. I think most people have done kind of multi-day tours. I think this is new for Laura. I don't think Laura has before, but Laura's a very capable rider and is probably cycles the most of all of us really at the moment. So yeah, no worries there. It's mostly on quiet lanes and gravel tracks and bits of bike paths, so just connecting all of those bits. A multi-day route, so it's one that I think most people probably ride in 4+ days, maybe some might ride it in 3. So the bike, I'm going to be riding my Cannondale Topstone. I absolutely love this ride for these types of rides because it's comfortable. It's the thing with gravel bikes is you've just got more options. I rode it for all of my Europe tour, so that tour I did through the 10 countries. I've ridden it in Scotland, I took it to Norway. It's just ideal for this sort of thing. But I checked it the other day and I realised that I'd actually kind of neglected it. I'd ridden it and just left it, which I'm really annoyed at myself for doing. So I have dropped it off. Well, actually my mechanic, our local mechanic person, Graham, to the rescue. He came and picked it up when he fixed my sister's chain. I mean, what sort of a service is that? So yeah, big shout out to Graham, South Wigston Cycles. Anyways, not too much about that. Graham hopefully will come to the rescue and have my bike sorted for me. So accommodation, I'm not camping this time, and that is awesome because it means I'm not going to need to take my tent, sleeping bag, cooking stuff, all of that. I'm going to be travelling light. Yeah, so I'm quite looking forward to that, and it just makes it again more relaxed, more sociable. You're going to get better recovery, probably not going to be cooking like a little trip out to the pub or whatever. You've got the option to cook there. It's all very, very relaxed, so yeah, all good. I mean, another thing, not having to pitch a tent at the end of the day and like deal with your wet tent and all that stuff, and yeah, just get the recovery in, so I'm kind of looking forward to that relaxed trip. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did a tour when I cycled down to London to meet my sister, Leicester to London, and I travelled super light with that and stayed in a hotel. I was on a road bike and it just felt so good, and I was like, this is the way to do a tour. Obviously, like, pros and cons, you don't get that freedom and flexibility and stuff, but yeah, all good. I mean, it is going to be spring in the UK, so definitely like preparing for rain, and it is going to be a bit chilly, so it'll just all be about layers basically. Yeah, not much more to say about packing. If you've got any questions, hit me up. So in terms of training, I have been doing a lot less cycling. I think I mentioned to you guys my routes have been getting lower, but I recently, a few weeks ago, did like a solo 50-mile route on my road bike, and it was good to know that I've still got a general level of fitness. You know, I rolled around there pretty easy. I didn't stop, so that was good to know. I've been active. I haven't done loads of riding. Obviously the touring stuff, it's a steadier pace, but it's longer days in the saddle, so I haven't been doing loads, but kind of like ticking over with the short midweek rides with the girls that I ride with friends. So yeah, we'll just go with it. It is what it is. And then I think I've got a week at work when I get back from this trip, and then I'm going to be in Spain, and I'm planning on sort of getting some miles in. But again, just enjoying myself. Like, the main point of all this is just to enjoy it. I'm not here to race. I'm not here to make any records, anything like that. I just want to explore. I just want to enjoy it. So that is what it's all about. I would probably want to be doing a bit more is a few back-to-back days riding. I mean, I have done that over Easter, but I mean, that was kind of steady rolling around. I rode every day for 4 days, something like that. And yeah, so it's the back-to-back rides, but hey, we'll train as we go. We'll ride into this. I've entered races in not my best condition, so yeah, let's do this. So packing, since we're not going to be camping, I'm going to be travelling as light as possible. So I'm probably just going to I'll have my cycling kit, I'll probably have like a spare pair of shorts, washout kit, at the accommodation stop. In terms of my off-bike clothing, I usually have like a pair of leggings. I have a long sleeve base layer that I take. This jacket, because it just packs down really small. It's going to be summer, so hopefully it's not going to be freezing cold. Waterproof. I take my Converse because they're really good for like fitting in my bike packing bag. Kind of flexible and packed down small. Yeah, no camping kit, no cooking kit. Yeah, so that'll be fun, just relaxed, I guess. In terms of bike packing bags, I will take my Ortlieb waterproof saddle bag, and I've got a spare one that I've lent to Laura. And then if I've got a few bits extra, I might use like one of those little top tube bags, or I could also put a handlebar bag on. So lots of options for how I'm going to carry my luggage, but I'm just going to pack light, and I'm not going to need much at all really. So yeah, it will be really interesting seeing like what setups everyone else has got. So yeah, that's the plan basically. Rebellion Way, riding with 4 friends, my bike that will be back from Graham. Thank you, Graham, saviour. Fingers crossed, all good. Yeah, I'll be filming vlogs from the route, so if anyone's got any questions, please let me know. If you've ridden this route, please let me know. Any tips, any places to stay, any good cafes along the route, that's always good to know. Yeah, so that's the end of the video. Please hit me up with any comments or questions or suggestions, and I'll see you next time when I will be back out on my bike. And I just realised that I've sat out here and I've not even touched this coffee, so I'm just going to sit out here and enjoy the rest of the sun for my little break. And yeah, see you next time, guys. Thanks a lot. Bye.